Hey guys, welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming, and today we're doing something that I postulated a couple of videos ago. We're going to take a look at my top 10 most played games on Steam. Number 10, WWE 2K22 with 122.7 hours. Big return to form this one. I did buy 2K20, it was terrible, buggy, the story mode sucked, the characters, train red, they were so fucking annoying, I hated them. And they took 2 years off, well, a year off, and then did them the following year, so spent 2 years developing it rather than the usual one. And it was so much better. I didn't have many bugs, it played well, I really liked the changes they made to the grappling system, and it's just a good wrestling game. And I'm a little bit concerned that they've gone back to the yearly version for 2K23, and really just, it looks the same, except you're getting war games, so it's a no. But yeah, 2K22, my number 10 spot. Number 9, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, 126 hours flat. Okay, so I imagine people expected this to be on the list and probably expected it to be higher on the list, but it's not. Oblivion was always my jam. If I had Oblivion on Steam for like the entirety of the length of time I played Oblivion, it would probably be up near number 1. But Skyrim, you know, I own it on about 5 different platforms. I have the PS3 version, I have the Switch version, I have the PC version, I have the PC Definitive version, I have the PC VR version, you know, so it's a bit spread between all those versions. It is a great game, obviously. So much has been said about it. It's just I haven't played it as much as some other stuff on my list. Number 8, XCOM 2, 131.6 hours. XCOM 2, huge leap over the first one. I tried to go back and play the first one, and some of the quality of life stuff that was missing really bugged me, so I stopped and played XCOM 2 again. I do also have War of the Chosen, but I played that a lot less because I feel it kind of messes the balance of the game up, having the extra stuff that they've put in for War of the Chosen. Or it's just me not getting my head around it and being a complete tard. But, you know, that happens because I'm me. Number 7, Fable 3, 153.2 hours. So, this is probably a surprise to have on the list. It was a little bit of a rough one as well to get the footage, because I actually got it running on the Steam Deck easier than I did actually on my PC. But the Fable games, I've always been a fan of games where you can be an evil arsehole, and the Fable games have always provided for that. It looks good, it's got a lot of really notable voice talent in it, such as Stephen Fry, Jonathan Ross, people like that. So, you know, it's quality when it's come from that. I kind of like the story. Fighting the sand thingies and the shadows, you get a bit repetitive, but I also like the fact you can obviously buy houses and decide that you can put your money to the kingdom instead of like doing shitty things and earning money that way if you want. So the late game is just basically me leaving it on while waiting for all of my rents to come in so I can fill the treasury and have no one die in the kingdom. So that's a good game.
What are you afraid of? Hit me! You only went and broke it.
Number 6, Cyberpunk 2077, 208.1 hours. As you will have known if you've seen my review, I didn't have very many bugs at all playing it initially on the PC. And it's only gotten better in terms of performance and stability wise, and some of the stuff that maybe should have been fixed before it was released has been. I love the game. I could do without Johnny Silverhand. As much as I'm a Keanu Reeves fan, as I'm certain every human on the planet is, every time he popped up, I was just like, oh god, go away and let me do my own thing, you annoying bastard. Stop messing with my vision. I don't want to take your fucking pills. Yeah, there's that. But yeah, I really like it nowadays, and I didn't have any problems with it initially, so yay. Thank god I did try and play it on PS4 or whatever. Ugh. Number 5, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, 231.7 hours. It's a strange one because I'm not a huge fan of Assassin's Creed as a franchise. I'm certainly not a fan of Ubisoft. This is pretty much predicated on the fact that I bought Far Cry 3 on Origin, and Ubisoft's Uplay launcher conflicted with Origin, which means I had to do a workaround to play the fucking game I just bought. Bastards. Just because they wanted to have their own little portal for fucking no reason. But Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I was very much, when I was younger, into like Greek and Roman mythology and stuff like that, to the point where I actually spent a year doing classical civilization in college before I decided I liked money better and stopped doing that. But yeah, I mean, it just appeals to me, and you know, all the addition of all the Greek tropes and the monsters and being able to sail around, and you know, Cassandra's pretty hot. I captured Alexios because, you know, I didn't want to get distracted.
Hands off.
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. 261.4 hours. I think on this channel it's far and widely known. I'm a huge fan of The Witcher 3. It's a superlative game. We reviewed it when it came out. I had it on PC, I believe, and Snare had it on PS4. And it got our Game of the Year that year as well. So, you know, it's less interesting doing Game of the Years when it's just me. So, here you go. But, yeah, Wild Hunt. I mean, what can I say that hasn't been said? Nothing. That's what. Because it's a fantastic game. It's really, even now, graphically good. Even without the enhanced version. And their DLC is marvellous. If I'm paying for some more content, I don't mind paying for it if it's like 20 hours long and essentially a new game in the Witcher world. Oh, that's fine. I'm down with that. And the other sort of shittier DLC, like haircuts and stuff like that, was all free. So, yeah, well done. Love it. Number 3, EVE Online. 320.8 hours. So even I have this on-again, off-again relationship where I'll get an itch to play it for a while and then it'll stop. EVE is a very sedentary game. Did I get it right? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, you don't really... Some people call it a spreadsheet simulator. It's not that bad, but they do have a point. I mean, the footage I captured was of an alternate character than the one I am most recently playing, and basically that was just so I could have a bit of combat. Otherwise, you would just see me sat in front of an asteroid where my lasers drill into it for about 20 minutes, and then I take that back to the station, refine it, excuse me, and then come back and do some more. That is a lot of your time on EVE. Especially in the early game where you don't really have any money and nothing pays very well. It's actually a good way of making money, so you end up doing it. But yeah, and the fact that you skill in real time sort of slows it down even more, because even if you're making tons of money, you can't progress until your skills do, unless you want to spend real world money on boosters and stuff. So yeah, I like the idea of it, but a lot of the time the sort of reality of it wears me down and turns me back off again.
Swimming, anyone?
Number 2, Battletech, 480.3 hours. I love Battletech. I've seen the cartoon. I own 2 versions of the tabletop game, and although I never get the chance to play it, I have a load of the Splat books, and it's just a great universe, and who doesn't love running about in stompy robots shooting things with lasers? That's just excellent. I played MechWarrior 2 back in the day on PC when that came out. MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries, that was my favourite lot. I did actually want to do a video on that, but I'm having super trouble getting it to run, the bastard thing. And obviously 3 and 4, I had those as well. I had MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries, not as good as MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries in my opinion, but there you go. And then I've even bought like the new one they brought out, the MechWarrior Mercenaries thing that came out. I don't rate that very much. I even dabbled in MechWarrior Online, and I don't like playing online, so there you go. I should tell you how much I love it. This particular version is obviously
Taking the high road.
a turn-based isometric battle game. We've had RTSs before in the form of Met Commander and even some earlier ones on like Genesis and what have you. But yeah, Battletech is an enduring franchise and I fucking love it. I just wish, like in England, getting the bits and bobs for the latest version is a bit of a pain in the arse. I had to wait. I bought the starter set for the newest version and I had to wait about 3 months for it to come.
Yep.
And it wasn't imported, it just was out of stock. It's just so popular. It just doesn't stay in stock. Oh dear. And finally, my number one most played game on Steam is Star Trek Online. 793 hours, 0.7. That's a lot of hours. I spent a lot of time on Star Trek Online, primarily because I'll run through the game over and over with different characters, whether I'm doing Federation or Klingon or Romulan or Dominion. I just like going through the different factions and like getting the different ships. It's fun. The ground stuff isn't great. The ship stuff is really good. I really enjoy ship combat in it. And that's what I'm kind of there for. My favourite Star Trek show is DS9 by a country mile, primarily because of the Dominion War arc. It's just everything I watch from a Star Trek. I know Roddenberry was probably spinning his grave at the pretense of it, but yeah, I love it. The game itself has its problems in the fact that the prestige ships, they are fucking expensive. I mean, you pay like £20 for a ship. I mean, it's not Star Citizen expensive, but it's expensive. You can, you know, win them in lock boxes, but you have to pay for the keys to the lock boxes, and you can get dilithium to like buy the premium currency on an exchange, but the exchange's buggy as fucking hardly works. And the amount that you can buy for the amount of dilithium you're getting is not a great deal. So it has its problems. It's also based on the Champions engine because it was made by the same company. So like everything is massive because it was designed to cater for like larger than life superheroes rather than like slim officers in their lycra jumpsuits. So everything is oversized. You like stand on a transporter pad, you can fit your entire plate on like one of the pads. It's quite funny. But it is something I've played a lot now. Obviously this is just a list of Steam games. If we broaden that, I imagine the Old Republic would make an appearance. Probably StarCraft 2 as well. Those are games that I play a lot. And Hearthstone I play a lot as well. Well, I did. I've got off it since, I don't know, since they started introducing cards that I don't know how the fuck they work. It kind of, I really prefer like the early game stuff. I know there's a mode for it, but it's pretty limited, and I think it does have different stuff. Anyway, this is not a video about Hearthstone. Last time I did that did shit. Anyway, so that's my top 10. Do you enjoy playing these games? Do you have any particular thoughts you want to give me on any one of those ones I've mentioned? If you do, let me know down below. Do you think almost 800 hours on Star Trek Online is the sign of a madman? Probably. I wouldn't dispute you necessarily if you thought that, because it probably is. I do have some of the premium ships as well, so, but luckily, the one good thing about paying £20 for a ship in it is that's account wide. So next time you come through with a character, you can have that ship for nothing. But like first time you have to pay an absorbent amount for it. Anyway, guys, so that's my top 10 most played games on Steam. I hope you enjoyed this slightly worrying look into my psyche and what I fill my spare time. Outside of the all-time number one, of course. Anyway, guys, take it easy, and I'll catch you next week.